Hey there, and welcome to AI Chats. Today we're taking a deep dive into AI.
Through the lens of Peter Thiel's 0 to 1.
You got it. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a book about startups from 2014.
Right, in the age of ChatGPT
Exact.
and self-driving everything.
It does feel a little old.
Yeah,
But trust me, Thiel's insights on what it really takes to build a lasting company, especially one that's leveraging AI, are more relevant than ever.
absolutely.
We're talking about going from 0 to 1, creating something truly new in the AI landscape, not just building a slightly smarter chatbot.
Right.
If you're an entrepreneur, investor, or just fascinated by the potential of AI, this deep dive is for you.
It really is. His ideas are surprisingly relevant even today. You think about the companies that are really making waves in AI today.
Yeah.
They're not just iterating. They're solving fundamental problems in ways we've never seen before. Thiel's book gives us a framework for understanding how those breakthroughs happen and what it takes to build companies that can actually deliver on the promise of AI.
Okay, so let's unpack this 0 to 1 concept.
Okay.
Thiel uses examples like Google and Apple,
Right.
companies that didn't just improve on existing tech. They completely redefined their industries. He'd probably say Google didn't just make a better search engine.
Yeah,
They organized the world's information in an entirely new way.
exactly.
So in the world of AI, are we seeing companies that are achieving that level of groundbreaking innovation?
We absolutely are. And what's fascinating is how these companies are tackling Thiel's idea of secrets, those unique insights that others have overlooked.
Okay.
Look at the explosion of AI in drug discovery.
Okay.
Companies aren't just crunching data faster. They're using AI to understand the fundamental building blocks of diseases in ways that were unimaginable a few years ago.
Wow.
That's true. 0 to 1, thinking in action.
That's a great point. It's not just about making things incrementally better. It's about finding those fundamental truths that unlock entirely new possibilities.
Yeah,
Thiel also talks about monopolies,
he does.
which might seem counterintuitive at first.
Yeah.
He argues that monopolies in the right context can actually be good for innovation.
That's right. And this is where it gets really interesting for AI. Think about the resources and the long-term vision required to develop truly groundbreaking AI.
Okay.
A company with a monopoly in a particular AI niche might be better positioned to make those long-term bets, to invest in the kind of research and development that leads to those 0 to 1 leaps forward.
It's like they have the breathing room to think big,
Yes.
to swing for the fences without worrying about being immediately profitable.
Exactly.
So are we talking about like one company dominating all of AI?
Not necessarily. Thiel is more nuanced than that. He distinguishes between creative monopolies and rent-collecting monopolies. It's the creative ones, those that are constantly innovating and pushing the boundaries, that have the potential to drive real progress.
So the ones that are disrupting.
They're not just exploiting an existing market. They're creating entirely new categories of abundance, much like what we're seeing with AI transforming industries like healthcare and transportation.
So it's not just about being big. It's about being bold, about constantly striving to be 10 times better, to use Thiel's words.
Exactly.
But how does a company actually achieve that? What are the ingredients of that kind of groundbreaking innovation?
Well, Thiel would say it starts with the people, with building a team that's intensely aligned and passionately dedicated to the company's mission.
Okay.
He even compares successful startups to cults, and I know that might sound strange.
Yeah, no drinking the AI Kool-Aid here, right?
Right, not in the negative sense. But Thiel highlights the importance of a shared mission, that feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. It's about attracting people who are not just talented, but who are obsessed with solving the problem, who believe they can achieve the impossible. You see this in the best AI companies today.
Yeah.
A palpable energy, a shared belief that they're changing the world.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
It's that shared sense of purpose that fuels the long hours, the relentless pursuit of a solution.
Yeah.
But even with a great team and a groundbreaking idea, isn't there still the challenge of getting your AI out into the world, of actually reaching your customers?
Absolutely. And this is where Thiel gets surprisingly practical. He's adamant that distribution is king, even for revolutionary technology like AI.
Interesting.
It's not enough to just build an amazing AI. You need to get it into the hands of the people who need it most.
He'd probably say that even the most sophisticated AI is useless if it's just sitting in a lab somewhere, right?
Exactly. And this is a critical lesson for AI entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Yeah.
Which is why we're excited to be partnering with Jamai.
Oh, cool.
They specialize in helping entrepreneurs harness the power of AI, and a key part of their approach is ensuring that the AI solutions they develop actually reach the market that they get into the hands of users. If you're looking to build the future with AI, you can find them at jamai.com.
I love that. It's not just about building it, it's about getting it out there. It's that crucial step from invention to impact.
It's like that old saying, you can lead a horse to water. You can build the most incredible AI the world has ever seen, but if you don't have a solid distribution strategy, it's not going to magically find its way into the hands of users.
It's like launching a rocket into space and then forgetting about the landing.
Right.
You need that plan to bring it back down to Earth to make sure it actually reaches its destination.
Exactly. And Teal would argue that this is where a lot of companies, especially in the tech world, stumble. They get so caught up in the excitement of the technology itself
Yeah.
that they neglect the crucial step of figuring out how to get it into the hands of people who will actually use it and benefit from it.
So how do you crack the code of distribution, especially in the world of AI, where things are moving so fast?
Teal would say it starts with understanding your customer, knowing who they are, what their pain points are, and how your AI solution can specifically address their needs. Then it's about finding that one distribution channel that gives you the most leverage, the one that allows you to reach your target audience most effectively.
So it's not about being everywhere at once. It's about being in the right place at the right time.
Precisely. He uses the analogy of a power law, where a small number of factors often drive the majority of the results.
Okay.
It's about finding that one distribution channel that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, whether that's online advertising partnerships, content marketing, or something else entirely.
And that channel might be different for every AI company, depending on the specific problem they're solving and the audience they're trying to reach.
Absolutely. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to distribution, just like there's no one-size-fits-all approach to building a successful AI company. But the key takeaway here is that distribution is not an afterthought.
Yeah.
It's something that needs to be baked into your strategy from day one.
So we've got our 0 to 1 idea, we've built a dedicated team, and we've figured out how to get our AI into the hands of users. What else do we need to know to build a truly enduring company in the age of AI?
Well, Teal would say that it's not enough to just ride the wave of a technological trend. You need to be able to adapt and evolve as the landscape changes. He argues that the most successful companies are the ones that are constantly learning, constantly iterating, and constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
So it's about having that long-term vision, that ability to see beyond the immediate hype cycle and anticipate what the next big thing will be.
Exactly. And it's about having the agility and the willingness to change course when necessary. The AI landscape is evolving at an incredible pace. What works today might not work tomorrow. The companies that will thrive in this environment are the ones that are comfortable with uncertainty, that are willing to experiment, and that are always looking for ways to improve.
It's like being a surfer on a giant wave.
Yeah.
You need to be able to read the water, adjust your position, and keep your balance if you want to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So how do you build that kind of adaptability into a company's DNA? How do you create a culture that embraces change and innovation?
Teal would say it starts with the founders, with their mindset and their leadership style.
Yeah.
It's about creating a culture where it's safe to take risks, where failure is seen as a learning opportunity, and where everyone feels empowered to contribute their ideas.
So it's not just about having a 0 to 1 moment at the beginning. It's about fostering a culture of continuous innovation, of always striving to find that next breakthrough right.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that requires a certain kind of leadership, one that's not afraid to challenge the status quo, that encourages dissent, and that empowers people at all levels of the organization to think differently.
It's about creating an environment where people feel safe to challenge assumptions, to experiment, and to push the boundaries of what's possible. But how do you balance that need for innovation with the need for structure and execution? How do you make sure that all those great ideas actually get translated into tangible results?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And Thiel would say that it's a delicate balancing act.
Yeah.
You need to have enough structure to ensure that things run smoothly and that everyone is working towards a common goal. But you also need to be careful not to stifle creativity and innovation with too much bureaucracy. It's about finding that sweet spot, that optimal level of structure that allows for both freedom and accountability.
It's like finding the right balance between chaos and order, between the freedom to explore new ideas and the discipline to bring them to fruition.
Exactly. And that's where having a strong company culture can really make a difference. If you can create an environment where people are passionate about the work, where they feel a sense of ownership, and where they're empowered to take risks, you're much more likely to achieve that balance between innovation and execution.
It's about creating a culture where people feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves,
Hmm.
where they're excited to come to work every day, and where they feel like they have the freedom and the support to make a real impact. And that's something that I think is really important, especially in the world of AI, where the potential for impact is so vast.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why Thiel's book has resonated with so many people, especially in the tech world.
Yeah.
It provides a framework for thinking about innovation, entrepreneurship, and the future in a way that's both practical and inspiring. It's a reminder that we have the power to shape the future, to create the world that we want to live in. And it all starts with that first step, with that leap from 0 to 1.
Speaking of 0 to 1, Teal talks about the importance of having a definite vision for the future, not just an indefinite one. Could you elaborate on that?
He argues that indefinite optimism, believing things will get better without a concrete plan, is prevalent in areas like finance. People bet on markets going up, but often lack a plan to create new wealth. This contrasts with definite optimism, which is about actively shaping the future.
He uses Europe as an example of indefinite pessimism. They react to events instead of proactively shaping their future, leading to bureaucratic drift.
Right.
So definite optimism is about having a plan and taking action.
Exactly. It's the belief that the future can be better if we actively make it so. This resonated with me, especially when considering the transformative potential of AI.
And this ties into his belief in secrets, that there are still things to be discovered. This belief is essential for innovation as it pushes us to look beyond the obvious.
Right. He cites Andrew Wiles, who proved Fermat's last theorem after centuries.
Wow.
Many considered it unsolvable, but Wiles's belief in a solution fueled his relentless pursuit.
This is a great segue to discuss the founding team, which Teal compares to a marriage.
Okay.
Finding the right co-founders is crucial for success.
He's spot on. Founder conflict is devastating, much like a bad marriage.
Sure.
Choosing co-founders based on shared values, complementary skills, and a strong pre-existing relationship is critical.
So it's not just about finding people with the right skills, it's about finding people who you can work with effectively, who share your vision, and who you can trust.
Absolutely. And this is where things get really interesting. Thiel argues that the best founding teams often have a bit of a cult-like quality to them in the sense that they're incredibly passionate about their mission and they're willing to go to great lengths to achieve it.
So we're not talking about like sacrificing goats in the name of AI.
Right, not quite. But Thiel argues that the most successful startups often have a sense of shared purpose and intensity that's almost religious in nature.
Wow.
It's about believing in something bigger than yourself, about being part of a team that's truly changing the world.
It's like that feeling of camaraderie and shared purpose that you get in a sports team or a musical band.
Right.
You're all working together towards a common goal, and you're willing to put in the extra effort because you believe in what you're doing.
Exactly. And that kind of passion and dedication can be incredibly powerful, especially in the early days of a startup when you're facing long hours, tight deadlines, and a lot of uncertainty.
It's about having that unwavering belief in your vision, even when things get tough. And it's about surrounding yourself with people who share that belief and who are willing to go the extra mile with you.
And that brings us to another important point that Thiel makes the importance of extending the founding.
Right?
It's not enough to just have a great founding team. You need to be able to build a culture that preserves the company's core values and vision as it grows beyond the initial team.
So how do you do that? How do you scale a company culture without losing the essence of what made it special in the first place?
Thiel argues that it starts with hiring the right people. He says that you should look for people who are not just talented, but who are also passionate about the company's mission and who share a similar understanding of the world.
It's like finding those puzzle pieces that fit perfectly with the existing team, who complement the existing culture, and who can help to take it to the next level.
Exactly. And it's about creating an environment where those core values are constantly reinforced, where they're embedded in everything the company does, from the way it hires and onboards new employees
Yeah.
to the way it makes decisions and measures success.
It's like building a house. It's not enough to just have a strong foundation. You need to make sure that the walls, the roof, and everything else is built with the same level of care and attention to detail.
Exactly. And that's why Thiel places so much emphasis on culture. He argues that a strong culture can be a powerful competitive advantage, especially in a fast-moving field like AI, where the only constant is change.
It's about creating an environment where people feel like they're part of something special, where they're valued, where they're challenged, and where they have the opportunity to do the best work of their lives.
Absolutely. And it's about creating a culture that can adapt and evolve as the company grows and the market changes. Because the one thing we know for sure is that the future of AI is going to be full of surprises.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted territory, and we have the opportunity to explore it, to shape it, and to create something truly extraordinary.
And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be involved in AI. It's a field that's full of possibilities, and it's only just beginning to scratch the surface of its potential.
So for those listening who are inspired to build their own zero-to-one company in the world of AI, what's one piece of advice you would give them based on Thiel's insights?
I'd say don't be afraid to be bold, to think big, and to pursue your vision with relentless passion and determination. The world needs more people who are willing to challenge the status quo, to think differently, and to create the future that we all want to see.
That's fantastic advice. And for entrepreneurs and small businesses looking to harness the power of AI to go from zero to one, we recommend checking out our sponsor, Jamai, at jamai.com. They provide AI development services tailored to your needs, helping you build the future today.
It's about more than just building cool tech. It's about identifying a real problem, creating a solution that's 10x better than anything else out there, and then crucially figuring out how to get it into the hands of the people who need it. And that, as Teal would say, is how you go from zero to one.
We've only scratched the surface today. If you want to delve deeper into the world of AI and innovation, be sure to subscribe to the Deep Dive for more thought-provoking conversations. Thanks for listening.